Hey guys, this is Steph, the Midwest Cowgirl. Today we're gonna go over the Western saddle and all the different parts of the Western saddle. So we're gonna go over all different parts of the saddle. So we'll start with the front and work our way back. So this is the horn. This is used to, if you gotta grab onto it to rebalance yourself, or a lot of time, for me, I will tie my ropes up here. And then this is the pommel. This is where I like to tell my students and people I'm working with to hold your hands when you're riding right above the pommel, because some people will hold their hands up super high. This is a good place to tell you, hold them. You don't want to rest them here, but you want them right above it. This is called a concho. These are for decorative pieces. Sometimes you can get different conchos with a little ring on it that you can have strings hanging from to tie up extra ropes and whatnot. This is a D-ring. This is where if you've got a breast collar, it's gonna hook onto here. This is called your cinch or a latigo. This is what you'll tie your girth to keep the saddle on your horse. This is your stirrup fender. These are called hobble straps. This is what keeps your stirrup together. So if you're short like me and you've got an extra leather down here, you can stick this baby in there so it keeps it in place. It doesn't get in the way of your foot. This is your stirrup. Some saddles come with leather stirrups. I like metal. I like that they're heavy. They keep your foot in a better spot. And I like that I can turn my stirrups outward because it keeps your leg in a better position as well. This is what your back cinch would connect to. This is your back latigo. This is the seat here. This is your cantle. And this is the skirt of the saddle. So there can be different skirts of saddles as well. So my saddle is a reining saddle, and so my skirt's a little bit longer, so some skirts can be a little bit shorter. If your horse has a really short back, you're gonna want a short skirt so the skirt doesn't hit them in the hip. Mine seems to do fine with all of my horses. Next, on the other side of the saddle is the very important parts are the girths. So you can get different sizes of girths for your horse. So I don't remember what size this one is, but usually it'll tell you right here. So this one's a size 30, and all of my horses are, in the normal range of a quarter horse size. So this fits almost all of my horses, and there's holes here that you can adjust to the horse's, belly size. And a good indicator is these rings here. They'll go under the horse's belly, and you want the rings close to the center of their stomach. So that's how you know the girth will be centered. Sometimes if it's a little bit further this way, that's okay, because a lot of times the horses will actually be puffing out their stomachs, and you always want to check your girth before you get on your horse, because more often than not, it's going to be loose, because these horses like to poof out their stomachs and then they're back to normal, and if your girth is too loose, your saddle's going to go right underneath them. Then some saddles don't have this. I like to have the back girth, the back cinch on my horses. So this is really nice to have. You never want this really tight, because then it will become a bucking strap for your horse. So you want it, I say you want about 2 to 3 fingers, mostly about 2 fingers between their stomach and the girth. You don't want it tight. So this keeps the saddle from slamming on their back like this. It keeps the saddle nice and in the same spot where it should be. So I always recommend having a back cinch on your saddle. It's very important. So something really important about your saddle is the tree of the saddle. And you want them to be made out of rawhide, or some older saddles are made out of wood. You don't want it made out of plastic. This one is made out of rawhide, and this tree has a flex tree. So the tree in the front will flex with the horse, is what you want. So I'm able to use this saddle on my rounder horses, my horses that have a higher wither, which is their spine. So this saddle is able to flex with the horse. So that's really important, and there's different sizes of the tree that you can get. So this is a full quarter horse bars tree, and then there's a semi quarter horse bars, which is for a more narrower horse. And so I usually tend to go with the full quarter horse bars, because you find that fitting more horses. So it's really important to have a saddle pad under your horse, and this is something that you don't want to skimp on, because this is essentially what is going to be under the saddle, and you want it to fit your horse properly. You don't want one too long and you don't want it too short. You want it just right. So this saddle pad is contoured to the horse's back, and it has gel inside of it. So if there ever is any like slamming or bouncing on the horse's back, because my horses they all give lessons, and so sometimes the kids don't have the best seat, or adults, and so they may get a little slamming on the backs here and there. So this pad is really nice to distribute that weight evenly across their back instead of just one place at one time. So this pad, actually you could probably put some like Skittles or M&Ms under here and hit it with a hammer and they won't break. It's pretty cool. So, and you want to get a pad that's wool because it wicks away moisture. In my opinion, it's really important to have a good saddle pad for your horse because it's a privilege to ride these animals and we need to treat them with the utmost respect. Thanks guys for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. Our next video will be going over on how to properly tack up your horse. Feel free to comment, subscribe, like the video, share. If you want to see something different, feel free to comment. I'd be happy to make a video for you.